See what this baby's got inside it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brett from Hapticast Intro here.
Bark, bark, ew.
Who suck you off, Phil?
Oh, Josh, I hear screaming.
Oh yeah!
It's gone. The controller's gone.
Look at that. You look fucking fantastic.
Welcome to Haptic HQ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hapticast, episode number 80. My name is Josh Tolt, and I'm joined by my good friend, Brett Roberts, as always. And we're here to tell you, folks, Twitch is bad.
Twitch is bad. Twitch has been bad, but let's not dwell too long on it, Josh. I don't really care. And
neither do I, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Twitch is bad. So
yeah, I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything.
I know you didn't do anything. I'm just saying Twitch is bad.
They are. They are. All their new stuff with creators that they're letting them stream now with people on YouTube broke it. They also added a new tag system, which apparently doesn't work. So
Let me ask you. So we're streaming. So for those that don't know, we're streaming live right now on YouTube.
Right.
We're live on Twitch. But usually we're live on Twitch, but we are not right now because Twitch is not working for us. Are we live on Facebook? Do we do that still?
No, we've stopped doing that.
Okay. So it's literally just Twitch is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything looks good.
Okay.
But, whatever. Twitch blows.
It's all right. We're doing an episode of Hapticast right here live for our friends.
I mean,
and
YouTube's our main platform anyway.
Exactly. We're going to do a show.
It's our main platform anyway. I think we have low latency up. So if people want to hop in we do. Actually, we have ultra low latency up. So if you want to hop in the chat. Anyway, Here we are. Welcome. Hapticast episode 80. Brett.
80.
Episode 80. How does that make you feel?
I feel old.
You feel old?
Yeah. I also feel happy because we're actually at 595 subscribers on YouTube.
Right.
So almost at that 600.
Clawing our way to 600,
Yeah,
and more importantly, 666.
This last 100 have been slow.
Yeah, it is slow. YouTube also sucks, right? Because we focus on optimizing videos a little bit more. You know what I mean? There's things that we could still improve, but we're playing the game.
Oh yeah.
And this is a conversation for not in front of the public, but we're here.
We're almost there. We're almost at 600. So subscribe, share with
We
your
are.
friends. Suck us off.
Now, I listened to something before we started,
What's up?
and it was pretty funny, and I think we should recommend it to people. If you haven't heard of it, it's this thing called Hapticast Unscripted.
Yes.
It's where these two really funny guys get together and talk about nothing, basically. It's the Seinfeld of podcasting. Dang. We should coin that. The Seinfeld of podcasts.
I think you're giving us a little too much credit there, but
Where it's a show about nothing. And everything.
Hapticast Unscripted comes out every Thursday at 7 a.m. on all audio platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out. We have a new episode coming out tomorrow called Dylan the Pickle.
Right. There'll be a preview on YouTube, as always. And I want to tell you something about this episode. I was reminded about how funny it was right before we started.
It was a good one, yeah. I think that actually, and I'm not just tooting my own horn. I think
trying to ruin anyone's day.
I think every episode that we've done of Hapticast Unscripted, which is a completely different podcast from this, I think that every episode has been very funny.
I agree.
Or at least it has funny moments.
And it's just going to get better. And you know why I think it's getting better?
Why?
Is because we literally just roll right into it.
Yeah. Well, it's unscripted.
So I know. But, I mean, I'm saying, this last time when we did it, I literally went from my bed into my chair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, let's go.
It's like you're on a phone call with me and you. That's really, or hanging out with us, which is what this is. But it's a little more,
a little more focused.
A little unofficial. Yeah.
Yeah. That is not. But anyway, that'll be up tomorrow for everybody. We're doing this on a Wednesday too because I had something to do yesterday, which went
Yep.
well, I think, even though it was long. But we'll see.
Oh yeah. How long was it? How long would you say it was? Like 525,600 minutes or what?
I was there from like 6 until 11, so it's
Wow.
5 hours.
That's not
of
fun.
which I was used for maybe an hour and a half.
Yikes.
And when I was personally just used by myself for maybe about 20 minutes.
Yikes.
But that's how it goes. But I'm not going to even really talk about that. I don't want to jinx anything.
right,
you know?
right.
It is what it is. Anyway, merch. We have merch. I'm wearing merch.
I'm not.
I have an issue with the brim of my hat here. I don't know if you can really see it or not.
You have skeet on it.
So this was the sticker area that was on it when it came.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure I could wash it, but I also have something going on over here. And my man, I've really only worn this hat while I've sat right here. I haven't really worn it out that much.
I think that's some user fucking error. My hats are fine.
Listen, man.
I mean, mine are a little hairy because I have animals, but
Yeah, I think it might just be a side effect of how I stored it. Which
I
is...
think that's user error, bro.
So I have maybe like 600 hats, and I store them like, you know, like baseball cap style things like this. And I store them all stacked on top of each other. And I feel like that's pretty bad. Well, exactly like that, but like a very large stack. Like if I went over here and pulled it out for you, I mean, it's a stack that's about, I mean, you can't even see how tall it is.
right.
It's tall. And I really want something to hang, place to hang my hat. So I could see all of them, because I have a lot of hats that I really like that I don't want to wear, but that I like, that I want to see.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have merch. Hapticsintel.com/merch. We have a lot of cool stuff on there. Hats, shirts. We have exclusive shirts that are only available for a limited amount of time. And we have a new design dropping September 1st, I believe. So
Yeah.
go
Which,
and
speaking
check
of,
that
I
out.
got to I keep forgetting to get my pre-sale of that.
Yeah, same.
So I got to do that.
Got to do that before the trip.
Yeah. All right. Topic rundown. We're gonna have our media consumption update for all of you. Some interesting stuff in there this week, I think, to talk about. Then we'll roll into the Abysmal Chronicles, some Abysmal video game releases coming up. Stories talking about Gamescom, which will be the majority of the Abysmal Chronicles. Destiny, talking about DRM stuff with Switch, and Sakurai of Smash Brothers fame. And then our main topic, of course, is talking about Saints Row. I'm just absolutely getting hosed by critics. And for Indie Intel, we don't have one this week because we didn't prep one, and I forgot. So until right
It's all
now,
right.
when
We
I
don't.
scroll
We
the
don't.
list.
We don't always need one of those.
I got an
It's okay.
Indie. I got Indie Intel for you. It's called Haptic Intel. Support them. That's it.
Damn, that's deep. Actually, that's way more meta than I thought you would be.
Yeah. All right. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
We don't have a lot of crossover except for one that I just saw that I didn't add to my list.
Yeah.
So why
we'll
don't you
talk
end with that one?
Okay. Yep. All
Yo,
right, so
Christian,
movies.
what's up? We're not on Twitch because Twitch is bad, because Twitch isn't working.
That's all right. Also, I didn't die of COVID, so I'm back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Brett wasn't here last week. Forgot about that.
I didn't die, so
Yeah. I had a great conversation with myself last week.
And I have a bone to pick with you about something.
You do.
Movies, I watched Orphan First Kill, which my Letterboxd review kind of tells all. I have been waiting for that movie for probably a decade.
Since we were wee lads.
Yeah, since literally we watched the first one, I was like, damn, I want a sequel to this.
I have real fond memories of that first one.
We didn't get a sequel. We got a prequel.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's a twist that I did not expect.
Okay.
And it was good, but not great.
A twist that you didn't expect, just like the first movie?
Yes.
Because that twist in the first movie is like, honestly, maybe one of the best plot reveals. Like, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist executed to perfection.
And the thing is, this movie, although it's a spoiler, although it's a prequel, it will spoil the original if you watch it first. So don't watch, if you haven't seen Orphan, don't watch Orphan First Kill. It'll spoil the best part of Orphan. So you got to watch Orphan, then you watch First Kill.
Is that like watching episode 6 before you watch episode 2 and 3 of Star Wars?
I guess.
Because you're
In a
supposed to
weird way.
watch Star Wars episode. You're supposed to go 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. Because otherwise the whole Luke stuff is spoiled for you.
That's stinky cheese, dude.
Christian's saying the new Turtles movie on Netflix is good. Do you know what he's referencing?
New Netflix Turtles movie. Is that out? I didn't even know that was out.
Yeah, he says, so good.
So good. Unless he's maybe saying the trailer.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, continue.
I have been playing some games on my Steam Deck.
Yep.
I've been playing Vampire Survivors, which is the game that has taken most of my time right now. I'm a huge fan of Vampire Survivors. It is cheap. It's like $2. It is so fun. It is just a time sink. I love it. It's old school unlocks instead of microtransactions. Mwah, chef's kiss. Vampire Survivors might end up being one of my games of the year, if I'm being honest with you.
Hell yeah.
Yesterday, I picked up a game that I started like a year ago and never finished, and that is Doom Eternal.
Oh.
I am back on Doom Eternal. I am playing it. I'm having a great time. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I think so. You know what's funny? Here's what I think happened with Doom Eternal. I think I started it on Game Pass when it came out on Game Pass. And then I think Jess got COVID. And I had to move out of my house and move in my parents' house for a week while my fiance had COVID. And then I moved back home and never played it again.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I get it when I have COVID and I start playing it. So,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Where are you playing it?
My deck.
Oh, you are playing it on your deck. Okay.
Yeah. I'm playing it on the deck. And it runs great, 60 FPS. And it's the deluxe edition, so I'm going to play the DLC too.
Christian's saying that it's funny you don't know the TMNT movie is out since it's been sourced for another streaming service. We broke him, folks.
Hold on.
Brett's gone.
Well, just hold 1 millisecond. I'm almost done.
Doom Eternal is also good.
That is slick.
Is very good. I played that on my that was actually the game that popped the cherry on my Series X.
Oh, I see what movie he's talking about. I added that it's not new. I mean, I've had it on here for like a month, so.
Well, I
didn't know
think
that's
he
what you were
means
talking-
new generally, maybe.
Maybe. That's awesome that you liked it. I didn't honestly. I thought it was just like a Nickelodeon straight to TV movie. I did not realize that was the big Netflix one. So GG. I love Doom Eternal. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah,
it's
good,
very
right?
fun.
Yeah,
and it runs great on the Switch. And then the last game I'm playing right now on the deck. And the last game I'm playing on my deck is Neon White, which is a Switch game, which is why I said that.
How is that?
It's fun and it's fast paced and
Is it?
It's got some Doom elements to it.
Yeah.
In the gameplay.
Cool.
So I recommend that to you. Actually, I played a little. It was like I didn't play enough to be like, damn, I should recommend this to Josh. So I didn't say anything to you, but I'm telling you now, after playing it, still that same little amount, I think you would like that game.
Well, I saw you playing it on the deck, and I was like, oh, what's that? So I Googled it and looked at. Well, first of all, I looked at the store, and I didn't see it on the store, on the Steam store. I don't know if it's actually on PC
playing it on
or not.
I'm playing on Switch.
Yeah, I don't know if it has a PC release or not. Maybe I don't know, but
Maybe
I Googled it and it looks slick. So
it's very much like fast-paced Doom, but anime persona, friendship, dialogue, weeby.
oh, perfect.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Yeah, say no more.
And then TV shows. I finished up The Rehearsal, which is something that you also watched.
Right.
But I'm gonna say right now, we're not talking about The Rehearsal today because on tomorrow's episode of Hapticast Unscripted, we do a full topic where we talk about The Rehearsal, why we liked it so much.
Yeah, I think we talk about it for almost half the runtime, so like about 30 minutes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So definitely listen tomorrow, 7 a.m., dropping on all podcast platforms, and a little preview of it's dropping on YouTube tomorrow morning as well.
Brett's watched The Sandman, Christian.
I watched The Sandman. I didn't even include it in my list because I did not. I watched half of the first episode and I realized it was not for me at all.
That's fair. If you don't like Neil Gaiman, then you're not going to like it.
Neil Gaiman, not a fan.
Yeah.
I also finished My Dress Up Darling, which is something that I had on the back burner for a long time. I was like 7 episodes in. I just never finished.
That shit slaps.
The show slaps, dude. My only concern is I heard that in the manga as well, the author purposely like draws out the fact that they're like, because all you want is for them to be together because they're so cute. And apparently in the manga, dude, they just drag it out. Like, because the show would be nothing without that tease. So they just drag it out forever. So that makes me nervous. But I loved it.
Sign me up.
I also watched episodes 1 and 2 of Devil is a Part-Timer season 2.
Oh, I forgot that came out.
That show's fucking weird and crazy, dude. But
Yeah, I really liked the first season of that.
me too. I forgot everything that happened because I watched it so long ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I'm kind of keeping up. I don't really know what's going on, dude. But
hey, man, if you're enjoying it, that's like when I watch Psyche K, which is kind of the point of that show.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell's going on, but you know that you like
Right.
it.
enough said. And then finally, something that you and I both finally finished up, which I want to talk about with you right now before we move on to your media consumption. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 Golden Wind. We finished it together. Us and our friends watched it. We watched every episode of JoJo so far together. So what'd you think of Part 5?
It's a 10 from me, but honestly, it's the weakest 10 out of the bunch. It's honestly it's my least favorite season so far.
It is my least favorite season as well.
And I think mainly it's because the main quote unquote JoJo is like the least involved. Almost, It feels like he feels like a complete side character to everything that's going on. And I think that's my biggest issue.
I appreciate that because I feel like it is the JoJo show sometimes too much where everyone's in trouble and then JoJo will step in and save the day for everybody.
Right.
And they really didn't let that happen this season.
But I missed it.
Yeah, I think they took a back seat too long. He needed to get in that front seat and drive, you know?
Like, there's still, like, the craziness of it. I think it's still good. Like, I still loved it. Like, you just can't beat the style of JoJo. But I think if I had to be honest with myself, it's my least favorite season, even though I still think it's better than, like, every other anime out there. And to Christian's question, quickly, if I didn't like Part 1, would you like anything else after that? Well, Part 1 is the only one that is like that. And then it completely switches, and from Part 2 on, it's completely different. So if you like crazy, ridiculous, over the top stuff and slickness and heart, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, Part 1's interesting. It's like it takes place in the past and it kind of sets up the lore of everything.
Right.
Everything from that point, like there's so many callbacks to that. So you kind of have to watch it. You can't just skip it.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I get that it's not as interesting as the rest of the show, so you might not be interested in it, but you kind of have to just slog through it.
It completely changes, though, after Part 1. It really does.
I actually like Part 1 a lot.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I love it.
No doubt.
As soon as the house fire happens,
I
was sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Dio.
And Dio's the best villain.
Yeah, Dio's awesome. So, but it is, like Josh said, very different. Not only is it different in terms of, like, literally everything about it's different. They go from
the writer
basically to stands.
I was gonna say the writer literally is like, nah, fuck you, and he like reboots his own thing almost.
Yeah, he changes like what the powers in the show look like and all, and how they operate. So, parts 1 and 2 are, which I think is considered season 1. Parts 1 and 2,
right,
are different than the rest of the show. But honestly, part 2 is one of my favorite parts.
Yes.
So. With Joseph Joestar.
Yes.
So, big fan. I agree with you. Golden Wind was my least favorite part so far.
Mm-hmm.
I agree for all the reasons that you said. And I think they could have explored so much more with him being related to a certain character. But that's all, I don't want to spoil it. So that's all I'll say.
Christian, it's also on Netflix. But yeah, I mean, I recommend it.
Part 6.
I love it. Okay. So for me, we talked about JoJo. Don't get me started now. Talked about JoJo. Talked about the rehearsal. Tune into Unscripted tomorrow. The other thing I watched, I would watch the dub. That's how we watched it.
The sub is considered really good.
Sub is good too, but we watched the dub. I really like the English voice actors.
Yeah, the dub is considered good.
Okay. Just if you watch the dub, don't turn subtitles on.
They don't match.
They don't match at all. The translation is slightly different. The other thing I watched for TV was House of the Dragon.
Is that the Game of Thrones?
Which is the Game of Thrones prequel. Now, let me tell you something. The last season of Game of Thrones is one of the worst things I've watched in my entire life. It
Right.
honestly took the entire series, right? That was slick up to that point, and even the first 2 episodes are okay. But it literally took something that was, in my opinion, infallible and completely perfect, like the best television that you could watch. And I rewatched it before that last season. I was like, damn, this is so fucking good. And it made me hate the entire show. It made me feel like I wasted my time. Similar to how I feel about Lost, like where the finale and the wrap up is so terrible, it ruins the rest of the show for me, because it's like, well,
Right.
what was the point of me waiting that long? Where you set up all these things and then it's like, it's like you're expecting a huge explosion and it's just a tiny puff of smoke. That's what Game of Thrones was. I meant for the dub, Christian. Don't turn the subtitles on if you're going to watch the dub. So I went into House of Dragon not expecting anything. I was like, let me just see what it is. If it grabs me, if it's not, whatever. I went in with like no expectations. And I got to tell you, it was fucking awesome. It was like, it reminded me of what the height of Game of Thrones was and how good it can be. The conversations, the scheming, the lore, and they do some really interesting things in it that kind of add context and connect this series to the actual main series, which is separated by hundreds of years. And it's really good.
Oh,
And-
really? Hundreds of years?
Yeah, hundreds of years. Yeah.
So, and no characters in this show are from the previous show?
No.
Oh, shit.
It's way in the past.
I honestly, I saw a clip of it and I thought the one girl was supposed to be Daenerys.
She's a relative, descendant.
Okay.
Daenerys is
Gotcha.
a descendant of her. It's like
Gotcha.
maybe 200 or so years, I forget exactly, before Game of Thrones. So it's
Gotcha.
completely separate, but it sets up stuff that we see kind of come to fruition in the main show. But it does one thing in particular that has kind of split the fandom. But to me, it makes sense because of how far off, I guess, the original show went from the books. It does something to kind of try to mend that, and I thought it was really clever. And that was the thing that happened. I was like, well, shit, I'm watching this show now. So anyway,
Interesting.
it was pretty good.
I've heard good things. I've heard nothing but good things, actually.
Yeah, and honestly, if you didn't watch or don't like Game of Thrones, maybe this is a good end point to not have any kind of context. But it is still obviously high fantasy. So if you don't like high fantasy, you're not going to like it.
Right.
And if you're not a fan of people sitting around tables talking, then you're not going to like it because there's a lot
Right.
of that. Okay, games. Something that you didn't mention that I added on here, and I can't remember the name of it. Rumbleverse. I put Shitty City on here
It's a good name. That's what they should have called it.
because
Shitty City.
because I couldn't remember the name of it. It's Rumbleverse. Kind of fun. I'm enjoying it, actually. It's not bad.
I think they could have leaned into the wrestling aspect a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for you to do some cool shit with wrestling, like called duos, tag team.
Yeah.
When you win, why don't we get a belt?
Right.
And then you carry the belt into the next game. I don't know. Like there's a lot of
Like
missed
kind of like the
opportunities.
champion in Apex.
Or Fortnite. Yeah, like they do it too. So
Oh.
yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities in terms of like the wrestling theme,
Mhm.
and that's coming from a big wrestling fan. But I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's all right. I like it. Fallout 3, I beat it and all of its
Nice.
DLCs on my Steam Deck.
That's cool.
That game slaps. Every
That's
DLC.
an awesome. Like that's just that. Like I don't even know what to say, dude. Dudes rock. Like that's awesome that you.
They
did
do. I don't know, man. I was like, it was literally one of the first games I was like, let me just see what's going on with this on the Steam Deck. And I started it, and then I was like, well, I'm playing this now. And I played it and all the DLCs. And fuck, man, it makes me hype for Starfield, actually. I play that game and I'm like, fuck, I really want a really good Bethesda RPG because I love
Right.
them. And I feel like I've been so jaded by people's response to Fallout 4 when I loved fucking Fallout 4. I don't care what anybody said. I loved that game. It's awesome. I had a great time with it. Actually, you know what probably ruined it more was 76 and just how they've been abysmal since then.
You might have rose tinted glasses on, bro, because that game was made in a fucking vacuum for sure.
I know, but what I'm saying is that there was a point in my life where I really didn't give a shit about the Bethesda jank. and I played it and I just enjoyed it and experienced it.
Right.
And me going back to Fallout 3, which still has all the fucking jank and the bugs and the ridiculousness of it, and it's like, man, this game is not optimal. Like all those things, I still had such a fucking good time of it. And part of it is nostalgia, definitely. But the other part of it is that there's just at its core, they are such well-designed, deep RPGs. And the amount of exploration and discovery and craziness and the whole thought process of is like, oh, I could approach it this way, but what if I try and do this? You know what I mean? And it's like you get rewarded with it. So
yeah, that game's awesome, dude. What about not Elden Ring, fucking Elder Scrolls Skyrim? You gonna go back and play that or no?
So I have on the deck. So we have Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion. I think that might be it for the Bethesda ones. I want to, once I'm finished the next game that I'm talking about, I'm going to start going through those.
I don't like to hear that though, because then you're doing yourself a disservice by not immediately playing the next game in the series of the game that you're about to mention.
I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. So I think the next one I want to play actually is Oblivion. I really want to play Oblivion. Go back to that.
Nice.
But anyway, so I played Fallout 3, all of its DLCs. All the DLCs are awesome. I think my least favorite one is Operation Anchorage.
That one's dookie, dude.
It's just very basic. It like adds some stuff to the lore, kind of, but I mean, the whole thing, if you remember, is you being in a simulation. So everything that you do doesn't even really matter. You don't get to keep any of the shit that you find either. And then when you go back, something happens and you can get a couple of things, but it's like, I just wasted, 2 hours of my life doing that. Anyway,
right.
It's whatever. But so I did that. The other game I'm playing that I'm almost done is Metal Gear Solid.
That's a dude's rock game too.
First of all, I wasn't expecting it to be so fucking horny, dude.
So what? Horny?
Horny, yeah.
Yeah, it's a horny game.
Dude, it's like...
It's Kojima, dude.
Dude, I know, but like I didn't realize how unhinged he was even back then. Because it's just, and they're fucking polygons basically, but it's just...
Sniper Wolf is literally just...
literally in the first 5 seconds of the game, we just have a close-up butt shot. Again, they're polygons, but my man knew what he was doing. The game is so fucking cool, dude. It is so fucking cool. And I don't know what else to say about that. As I play that game, and the fact that I'm still telling you to this day that it's cool is a testament to how fucking cool it was. Nobody was doing what he did. Nobody. Yeah. And I think it finally put it in perspective how slick he is.
And it's cool that you can play it, and even though it's so old and the graphics are kind of shitty for like today's time, and the camera is like top down.
Yeah, the controls are garbage, but that's
right. But the fact that we could even sit here and say like that game still holds up is like pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, it's the storytelling, right? It's the intrigue of it, the weirdness of it that you can't quite put your finger on. It's like everything is grounded in reality, but it's not really 100% grounded in reality. The characters, some of the shticks that this game pulls off, like the controller stuff, the reading your memory stuff, even on an emulator on the Steam Deck, which, as Christian says, is the nostalgia is tickling his tendies. It's so cool. And like I knew about those things going into the game. Like I knew those were in the game. Mm-hmm. And when it came up to the fight with Psycho Mantis and it made you, it's like, I was like, why can't I down him? I'm like, oh right, I have to fucking swap my controller. This is the part. So what I did is I took a fucking Xbox controller and plugged it into my Steam Deck, and then it worked. I'm like, that's so fucking cool, dude. It's so cool.
I don't remember if this was Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid 2, but is there a part where you have to put a code in and the only way to get the code is from the back of the game box?
I don't know if that's in this. I haven't had to put any codes in yet that I'm aware of.
There's like a phone number you need, like a signal you need.
Oh no,
for your radar. Okay.
No. That's
also just some fucky shit, dude.
Yeah, but and in the Psycho Mantis fight too, I normally read your memory card. Now I was emulating, so it says it's clear.
Right.
But the other thing that was cool is it reads your saves too. And Psycho Mantis said, I see you're an avid saver, very meticulous. Because I had like every save slot full.
Yeah.
because I save every 5 seconds in my games and I cycle
Right.
save slots constantly. In everything. It's like, I don't know why I do that, because I've been burned in the past. That's why I do it. But so that was cool. So I'm just really enjoying it, and I'm almost done. So
Awesome.
I know I'm at the end because I'm going to do the Metal Gear stuff.
That is a game that Blue Point needs to take and just fucking and remake it.
That would be awesome. I mean, you'd have to get Konami involved, but
They need to sell the IP for that franchise immediately. Immediately.
No.
But they're not doing anything with it.
not yet.
They're doing nothing with it.
Konami's coming back, dude. Anyway, let's keep going because I'm meandering here a long time. Movies. I watched Vengeance, which is really slick. This is BJ Novak's directorial debut.
BJ Blazkowicz, dude.
Yep. It's really good. I enjoyed it. Very good time. I think if you want to have a good, fun time and get poked fun of, no matter who you are, I think you should watch it.
Nice.
It's good. And then the other movie I watched, which is, Brett, I hate to say it because I know you don't love it, but I think one of the best pieces of art I've ever seen in my entire life, and that's Crimes of the Future.
I don't disagree that it's like an art piece. I also didn't hate it. I gave it like a 4.
No, I know
or
you
something.
didn't hate it, yeah.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be based on what everyone has said about Cronenberg.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like a horror movie or a sci-fi movie even too much for that matter.
No, it had light sci-fi elements and light horror elements. And
Right.
actually, as far as the body horror stuff goes, this might be the most tame of most of his movies, but it felt the most controlled, and I mean that in the best way, because the body horror elements, he has not made a world building element tied in with the body horror elements. And in this movie, I feel like they are entwined perfectly because all the body horror stuff is also doing world building while it's happening. And I think when I started to see that unravel, I was like, that is really, really smart and very clever, and
Can I tell
shows
you-
how experienced he is now.
Can I tell you my opinion on what I think the movie's about?
Yeah.
I think the movie is him giving a message to his fans about his movies and
Yeah.
the body horror. I
Yeah.
think this movie was symbolic of his career and his films,
I
and
agree.
the art that they perform in the film is his movies, his art, his movies. And I feel like he was kind of like being cheeky there, but at the
No,
same
I
time,
completely agree.
I think it was a little ham-fisted, which is one of the reasons why I didn't quite like it. So,
I don't know if it's ham-fisted. I mean, I guess if you go in with that lens, you
I
can.
didn't.
But that's not even something I thought about until afterwards.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved it. I thought the performances were good. I think visually it is. It just doesn't get better, dude. And there's parts of the movie where I'm like, fuck, man. Like, it's just.
Bro, there was some wacky shit in that movie.
It's so cool, man. It's so. I honestly was going in not expecting much. I like Cronenberg. I'm not like a super fan of Cronenberg. I've enjoyed all the work that I've seen of him, but I haven't seen some of his best stuff according to people. Like, I haven't watched like Videodrome or like any of those
Right.
stuff. And I loved it. I really did, and I was blown away by it. So
That's good.
that's it.
Very, very good. I like that.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We're a little late on time. We got to get through this. So we don't have anything else to say here for the media consumption update. Josh, please roll the intro for our podcast so we can begin the show. All right, everybody. We're going to do the Abysmal Chronicles now. But before we do that, I want to say Twitch is back up live. If you guys want to watch on Twitch, if you prefer Twitch, twitch.tv/HapticIntel. We are live on Twitch as well.
There was an outage with Twitch, apparently, which we got a notification about.
Right. So we're back. We're live.
Twitch is bad. All right.
Twitch is bad. The Abysmal Chronicles. We're going to start off the Abysmal Chronicles like we do every single week and talk about the upcoming video game releases for this week. Number one, we have Formula One Manager 2022, which is releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC tomorrow. SD Gundam Battle Alliance is releasing for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC tomorrow. I'm a big fan of SD Gundam.
I know nothing about it.
It's like the chibi versions of Gundam.
Oh, okay.
They're really cool designs. I liked the show back in the day. Pac-Man World Repack is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on August 26th. Soul Hackers 2 is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on August 26th. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC on August 30th. And Immortality is coming out for Xbox Series X and S, PC, iOS, and Android on August 30th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection, is coming out for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on August 30th.
Hell yeah.
Dude, shout out to these fucking creative developers that are giving their games cool names instead of just remastered.
Yeah.
Like Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. Like, let's fucking go, dude. And then finally, the last game I have for everyone today is Tinykin, which is releasing on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on August 30th.
That's right. What's up, Frankly? He says Slick Boys.
What up, Slick Boys? All right, let's talk about Gamescom. If you guys didn't know, there was a big game festival yesterday called Gamescom in Germany. And our boy Jeff Keighley from the Game Awards was there, and he did his usual thing. It was literally like a mini E3 with a bunch of game reveals. So we are going to recap the event, talk about some of the stuff that we saw. Not everything, just a couple of the big ones. And I'm getting this list and some of the descriptions from earlygame.com. So shout out to them. Josh.
Brett.
The first game we saw yesterday at Gamescom was a game called Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
So the big start of the show was Everywhere, the exciting new project by Rockstar co-founder Leslie Benzies.
Is that why it was big? Because it's a Rockstar co-founder?
I guess so.
I know nothing about it, and I don't care.
Do you remember the trailer, though?
No.
So the trailer was weird. It almost reminded me of, like, Dreams.
Oh, I do remember.
Like, I don't know if you're going to be making games or if, like, it's just a game with everything. Like, it's really... I don't know. It seems really ambitious. And then at the end of the trailer, it switched to a more cinematic, regular video game narrative type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Keighley asked Leslie about that. And Leslie was like, well, yeah, the game is like very weird and ambitious, but we still wanted to give the players something
oh my God.
they can like play around with.
Yeah, this game makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I don't really know why they opened up the show with it. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I feel like it's a terrible move. It's a bad idea to announce it. You're confusing everybody, and I don't like you, so go away.
Maybe confusing everyone's a good marketing move, though.
I don't really think so, but I guess we'll find out.
Next up, we saw Dune Awakening, which is a game that's been kind of rumored and leaked for a while now. It's a survival MMO game set in the Dune universe. It was leaked before, as I said, and now we actually saw a trailer for it. It shows a character jumping to engage with a giant sandworm. The game's going to be out on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and on Steam. And you can sign up for some kind of a beta already. So go do that if you're interested in Dune.
I tell you what, I like Dune.
But you have an issue with the publisher, right? Because you said they're owned by the Communist China Party.
Level Infinite is Tencent, and Tencent is funded by the CCP.
Right. So for political reasons, I would recommend you don't play this game. But it looks cool, so I say play this game.
Yeah, I agree.
The Callisto Protocol. I feel like we're seeing a lot of this game. I don't know why we keep seeing it. I'm ready.
I feel like I'm going to take this game and it's going to go, you see this here? This is my throat. It's going to go all the way down it.
Yeah. I don't know why we keep seeing, like, my man, you don't need to show us anything. I'm in. I've been in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm primed and ready.
Yeah. You're ready to go.
So
I'm ready to go.
The game looks great. It's coming out December 2nd. So be ready for that.
Can't wait for this game. It's my most anticipated game of the year. What?
God of War Ragnarok, my man.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. See you later.
I have such a bad feeling about Ragnarok.
You're fucking bad, dude.
I've got a pit.
We're not doing this.
We're
not doing this right now.
I got a pit in my stomach.
We are not doing this right now. Don't do this to me.
All right, we're not doing it.
Oh, man, that's bad.
We'll find out soon enough, dude.
I'm worried about the Callisto Protocol, not because I think that game's going to be bad, but because I think it's going to... Because I think the Dead Space remake looks really fucking good so far, and I'm afraid that the Callisto Protocol is going to like just take all the steam out of that. We'll see.
I'm good fuck.
Lords of the Fallen is getting a sequel called The Lords of the Fallen. Yes, they dropped the number 2. It's a sequel, but
yeah,
no 2.
They definitely dropped the number 2. Next game.
Drop some poo, dude. So Lords of the Fallen look like Dark Souls. This looks like Elden Ring. They just need to listen. I'm not opposed to Souls likes. You need to make your own shit, bro. All right.
Yeah, like Thymesia.
Yes. All right. The next game. They showed off Hogwarts Legacy. We got a new trailer for it.
Oh
that
my
game
God,
still looks
bro.
meh.
Dude, this trailer made it look worse. I don't know where they captured this footage from. First of all, it's running at a terrible frame rate, and the textures look horrible.
Bro.
Where did they capture this game?
Where did they capture this gameplay, Brett? Where?
All I'm going to say is this. We've got some flack already for our opinions about Hogwarts Legacy. We did a video on it. We asked the question, who is this game for? Because it ain't us, and I surely don't see hardcore Harry Potter fans playing this video game either. Okay? It's just not it's not an easily accessible game for normie Harry Potter fans. If this game is for you, that's great, but we don't know who it's for. Okay? And we don't think it's going to do well. We already got shit for it.
My question
but guess what?
you.
We're right. Always. Mirror's Edge Catalyst? We were right. We got shit for that.
Mm-hmm.
This? We got shit? We were right, dude.
Dude,
Anthem? We were right.
Stadia?
Stadia? I don't even know what number I'm on. We were right. So, Hogwarts Legacy looks bad.
But dude, didn't the trailer like look bad?
It's been looking bad.
No, but I'm saying in general, like
this one specifically,
wherever they took the gameplay from, it looked really bad.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
How can you put that out? Like the frame rate is clearly bad. It's running in engine and it's running bad, which means it's not optimized. Second of all, what platform are you running it on? Why are you not capturing it on the highest end PC that you can? Why are your textures terrible? What the fuck is going on? It looks like you captured it on an unoptimized Switch port.
Also, pre-orders are up now, and there's a $300 special edition. And it comes with a book and a floating pen or some shit, or a wand. I don't even know. It just floats on top of the book with magnets.
Let's just say I wish I was floating from a tree right now.
Okay. The next game that was shown off of note was a new Tales from the Borderlands game. This was the first time it was ever revealed. It's been leaked, but this is the first time they revealed it, and it's coming out in 2 months.
First time the child molester Randy Pitchford's been on stage since the entire thing.
We were very surprised that they let Randy Pitchford up on stage.
Why is this man still employed and in the industry?
Why is he not canceled?
Why? Why is he around? He's a pedophile.
What's cool is, though, that this Tales from the Borderlands game, they did take the original writers from Telltale and brought them back. Some of them.
I'm here to tell you, I don't care.
All right, moving on. Sonic Frontiers. Now, here's the deal, Josh. Before we say anything.
I got a deal for you.
Hold on. Before we say anything.
$0.
Again, I told you this was all coming from earlygame.com. They did a great job of putting this list together for us, okay? The author of this article put it so perfectly, I don't even want to say anything but what they wrote. So the author Ferris Delilic, I'm so sorry I pronounced your name wrong. He laid it out perfectly, or they laid it out perfectly. I don't know their gender. They said, sorry to all my Sonic fans out there, but this game looks like complete doo-doo.
Hell yeah, dude.
That is fucking awesome. This game looks like shit.
That's right.
It's releasing November 8th, the day before God of War Ragnarok.
Dude.
What is happening?
They are putting it out. They are literally putting it out to pasture. They're putting it out to die.
I don't understand.
Because they know, instead of them doubling down and trying to figure out how to make it better, because they didn't expect the backlash, they're just being like, let's just get rid of it.
That's insane. This is insane.
Move on.
I can't believe it.
Move on.
The next game, Lies of P.
Lies of PP.
A Bloodborne-esque Pinocchio game that, honestly, I'm fucking ready for now. It looks awesome. It looks like Bloodborne and Nier fused together. It's going to be released in 2023, and it is coming to Game Pass on day one. So I'm going to be playing it on day one.
Excuse me.
The next game, Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
Hell yeah,
made by
dude.
the studio behind Final Fantasy. Friday the 13th, the game.
Let me tell you something. This
is
is the biggest announcement of the show for me.
You think so?
Dude. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That movie fucking slaps. First of all, I know you haven't seen it. You will love that movie. You will join me in the trenches of saying that it is one of the best, not even B horror movies, fucking F horror movies, dude. It's fucking garbage, but it's such good garbage. It's so good. That movie knows exactly what it is, and it fucking wears what it is on its shoulder, dude, and it fucking slaps. I love it.
Listen, I'm here for it. And the game is releasing in 2023, so it's not too far away. And it's going to release on Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and Steam. And beta signups are live right now. You can literally sign up for a beta for it.
Yeah. Christian says that he's seen it and it's fun as fuck. And yeah, the
There you go.
prosthetics and let me just say this to you. Cotton candy cocoons, dude. That's all you gotta know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if
I
Christian saw
like
it
that
and liked it,
alliteration.
if Christian saw it and liked it, and it's this kind of a movie,
Dude,
it has to be good.
it's so much fun, my man. You are gonna have a blast.
All right.
That's all I'll tell you. That's not the only thing that's gonna be blasting.
Well, you know what's not going to be blasting is my reaction to Gotham Knights. This game looks really not great. And you want to talk about them throwing something out to the pasture to die? They actually pushed the release date forward for this game. It is now releasing on October 21st. I want to know, we have some people in our chat right now. Christian, I know you're here. What are our opinions? You're a big DC guy. He said, okay, he already replied. I don't hate the look of Gotham Knights. Listen, I'm not talking about the look. The gameplay is selling me more and more. Okay, so maybe this game has an audience out there. It ain't me.
I haven't seen much more about it. I don't care. And I'm not interested. If it's good, I'll squat up. But if it's not,
I
I
hope
ain't.
it's good. I'm not going to play it.
Christian pre-ordered it. The mid-level version.
All right, pack it up, dude. Roll it up. We're wrong. Pack it up.
Listen, man, we'll see.
That game's going to come out to some 6s and 7s, dude.
Listen, dude. Wait. It's only 2-player co-op?
There's 4 characters, but only 2-player co-op.
Okay.
Dead Island 2 was the game that wrapped up the whole show. This game has been leaked and rumored, and we kind of knew it was eventually going to happen. It's finally coming out. It's going to release on February 3rd, pretty soon, for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It looks fun. Cool trailer.
Hey, man. Okay.
Welcome to Hell A.
I don't care.
All right. That's all I got for Gamescom news. Let's move on to another topic. I hope everyone...
This is technically partly Gamescom news, too. Wasn't this revealed yesterday?
They had their own show.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Destiny. Any Destiny fans in the house? Yeah, I love Destiny. Oh, hear that? We got
Cricket,
Destiny fans here.
Cricket.
I love Destiny.
Cricket,
It's so good,
cricket,
dude. I play it every day.
Cricket.
So Destiny 2
Cricket.
Lightfall has been revealed, and it shows
Cricket.
that shit is going to hit the fan. This is an article from Kotaku.
Cricket.
Lightfall, Destiny 2's latest expansion, has been years in the making. It's finally releasing on February 28th, 2023.
Cricket.
The expansion that was first teased over 2 years ago finally got some new information during its big annual 2022 showcase, revealing new powers, threats, and mysteries, all dressed up in a spiky, neon-infused cyberpunk art
The
style.
Fortnite battle bus is in the game?
In Destiny?
That's what Christian just said.
I know that there's Destiny characters coming to Fortnite. I don't know
Oh.
if there's Fortnite in Destiny. That's interesting if so. The penultimate expansion in a 9-part epic, Lightfall looks on the surface like a radical departure from the long-running sci-fi shooters past. It will introduce the previously rumored poison subclass, Strand, that taps into the unseen fabric of space and includes a new grappling hook ability. Players will explore the new hidden city of Neomuna on Neptune that exists in an alternate timeline and contend with its own version of Guardians called Cloud Striders.
Striders.
Bungie outlined some major features coming next year as well, including more detailed player histories, a commendation system, an in-game looking for group tool, and best of all, dedicated loadouts. That's right, at long last, players will be able to fine-tune their gear and fashion and then save it to a slot they can swap to on demand. They also said they're no longer going to be sunsetting expansions, so deleting them off of the game once they're old. Josh, is any of this enough to make you go back?
No.
All right.
I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
I agree. I think that
You and I have both the same sticking point to this. So, which is what? Go ahead, tell everybody.
they removed stuff and we didn't get to play it, and that's bad. It's just not. And all of the stuff that they're doing, they're trying to entice new players or get returning players.
Yeah, you know how you can entice me? Put the fucking content in that I didn't get to play.
Because the game's on Epic now, and all the expansions are free right now, but not all of them are available, obviously, because they deleted a bunch of them. So
I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have to tell you, is I'm out.
Okay, let's move on. This is a really bad story. The notorious DRM company, Denuvo, takes aim at Switch piracy.
This
is coming from Kotaku. Denuvo, the company best known for its heavily criticized PC gaming DRM technology, has set its sights on a new scourge, the Nintendo Switch piracy scene. The software maker announced during Gamescom 2022 on Wednesday that it will begin selling a new product called Nintendo Switch Emulator Protection to prevent Switch games from being pirated on PC and Steam Deck. It doesn't appear to be partnering with Nintendo on the initiative, which instead seems aimed mostly at third-party publishers of multi-platform games. Quote, as with all other Denuvo solutions, the technology integrates seamlessly into the build toolchain with no impact on the gaming experience. That's a lie. It then allows for the insertion of checks into the code, which blocks gameplay on emulators, unquote, the company wrote in a press release. In the past, however, as many people know, Denuvo's checks have been accused of making some games run worse.
That's true. I mean, that's proven fact that it impacts performance, especially on high CPU usage games, which has been proved. It also prevents the use of games in offline play, a lot of cases, which they claimed was a bug, but is still an issue with a lot of the games that they've been a part of. So they can go fuck themselves. That's it.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Even like non-pirates hate Denuvo just because of what it does to the games when you buy them, right? It like ruins the game. So
they're bad. This is bad. I don't like them.
And why would you announce that at like Gamescom? Like I don't.
Hey gamers, we know you love emulation. Fuck you.
Weird.
It's bad. I don't like them. They're bad.
Super Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai is now a YouTuber. That's right. He's our coworker. This is coming from IGN.
I like that.
We
gotta get that on a t-shirt.
Masahiro Sakurai is my coworker.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai has launched his own YouTube channel called Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games. Sakurai explains in an introductory video on the channel that he won't be streaming any games, but rather will be talking about topics like game development and what makes video games fun. Quote, I'm often asked to give lectures at game development schools, and while I think it's a great idea, such presentations can only reach so many people. He continues, quote, I've also realized that developer conferences like GDC or CEDEC, while good for technical concepts, aren't always the best forums for discussing design theory, unquote. Sakurai also mentions that he'll keep his videos relatively short, between 2 to 5 minutes, and that the channel is his personal project, so he won't be profiting off of it. Additionally, he'll have both English and Japanese versions of his videos on the channel. As for Nintendo content, Sakurai explains that he will share things like Smash Bros. Development builds and design documents he's written. Of course, he has to run this by Nintendo, but he has gotten approval to do so.
This is awesome.
Very cool.
I didn't know that last point. This is something to pay attention to if you're interested in game development or just the games industry as a whole. This doesn't happen a lot, and I think it's really cool.
And not only this, but we're also getting Hideo Kojima's new podcast,
right? Starting
early September, I believe.
Right.
So this is like a really good time actually to like learn from these legends of Japanese game design, right?
Yeah. This is really cool. It's awesome.
Well, that's all I got for you in the Abysmal Chronicles.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. We're going to move on to our main topic, and then we're going to end the show. But first, before we do that, I got to talk about Dubby. Dubby Energy.
I have a little bit left in here.
A little bit of dub. So if you don't know, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crashes. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. There's no calories, no sugar, and no artificial colors. There's no fillers. Basically, there's none of the bad stuff in this product. Your current energy drink may cost $2 to $3 per can, but Dubby is $1 per drink. So that what I'm holding right here in my hand costs $1 for a night full of energy. I'm going to be up all night with this drink. And the best part is it costs really great, or it tastes really great, and it costs really great too, but it tastes really great. It could cost even better if you use code SLICK. Ladies and gentlemen, if you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK to save on Dubby. That's right. Go to dubby.gg, pick your favorite product out, and put SLICK as the discount code. You'll save an instant 10%. It'll come back to the channel and help us. We would appreciate it. Buy yourself a shaker cup. Buy yourself some Dub Sludge. Josh, what are you drinking?
Galaxy Grenade.
Galaxy Grenade. Buy that. Buy it all. Use code SLICK. You'll save 10% on your whole order. It's not your first order. It's every order and your whole cart. Everything in there.
Forever.
So, again, if you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK and save on Dubby.
Mm-hmm. And to answer Frankly's question here, Kojima's podcast name is Brain Surgeon. What is it?
Wow. Brain Surgeon.
Brain Surge?
Look it up for you. Real quick. Google. It's called Brain Structure.
Brain Structure. I knew it was Brain something.
It's a Spotify exclusive, and it's going to be in English and in Japanese.
Right. Basically, he signed a Joe Rogan deal.
That's right. You're not
awesome.
Too far off there.
Yeah. So anyway, Dubby. Hell yeah. All right, Brett.
What do you got?
It's time to hop into our main topic.
Let's do it.
The only main topic, the worst thing that we're going to talk about all day. Honestly, this should have just been the entire Abysmal Chronicles, but here we go.
Nice long sip before you start.
The new Saints Row is getting absolutely trashed, my man. And not just by critics, but by fans too, because people have it in their hands. It's out.
It came out yesterday, right?
Yeah. Volition's remake of the open world crime series isn't reviewing very well, Brett. Not. So this was first announced last summer, and Saints Row is a full-on reboot of Volition's long-running series of GTA clones, which hasn't seen a new entry since 2013's Saints Row 4, unless you count its standalone expansion, 2015's Get Out of Hell.
Which is pretty good, by the way.
Yeah, but all of the polish in the world can't save a game that appears by many accounts fundamentally broken. It's not even polished. Right now, Saints Row is sitting at a 63 on review aggregation site Metacritic, a rare low point for a critical beat that tends to collectively treat 7 out of 10s as an absolute baseline. Sure, some reviewers praise parts of Saints Row, including its character creator, which was released earlier this summer, and is robust enough to instantly become a mini monster factory for players, and its new setting, the fictional Santo Alesso. NPR described the writing as quote-unquote witty and compelling, but many reviewers were largely negative. The AV Club said that Saints Row is a quote-unquote dull, buggy, and has flashy concepts, but very few ideas on how to execute them. I've heard that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
BGC called it, quote, painfully generic, end quote. Inverse deemed it, quote, middling experience, end quote. And Ars Technica, with from the top rope, the final fuck you, if you will, quote unquote, beyond redemption.
So, interestingly enough, this article that we're reading from is from Kotaku.
Ugh,
They weren't even given a code.
that's awesome.
They were not even given one. So,
Well, Kotaku doesn't deserve a code because they also suck. Much like this game, Kotaku is beyond redemption.
so let's talk about this. I've
Yeah.
heard.
So let's preface by saying neither of us have played this. Full disclosure.
Yep, that's perfect. Good point. Neither of us have played it, but I've heard that the first 30 or so minutes, which served as the preview build that a lot of press people got to play at events, is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And after those 30 minutes, you want to kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you're either not going to make it through the end and just give up, or you're going to get to the end, you're going to turn your game off, you're going to delete it from your console, and that's it. You're not going to have an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. So I've watched. I come at this through two different lenses, and maybe three. One is my reaction. Two is I watched Digital Foundry's review, which is the technical side of it.
Right.
And I watched Mr. Matty Play's review, which is more of like the gamer gameplay, how I liked it side of it. The technical side first. Runs like shit.
Yep.
Unstable frame rate, unstable frame pacing. It's all over the place. Looks like shit, runs like shit. It's bad.
Yep.
And it's across every single mode. And there's 5 of them. There's 5 different options. There's like a high frame rate mode. There's a high frame rate with a ray tracing. There's like a resolution. There's all these different kinds of modes, and they all run like terrible.
To that point, I think that brings you to another reason why this game failed, and another reason why it runs so bad is the game was released on last gen systems and simply upscaled for the newer consoles.
Right.
So it's a last gen game.
Which just still runs poorly on.
Right.
Which is bad.
Right.
And they could have easily solved that by doing locked frame rates, 2 different modes, one favor resolution, one favor frame rate. I know this is fucking groundbreaking ideas.
Elementary.
Here. Yeah. Lock the frame rate at 30, lock the frame rate at 60, put dynamic resolution scaling in there, and whatever else you need to do to get it there. There's no excuse.
Right.
Especially if you're operating on last gen hardware as your baseline. No excuse. Okay, and then there's the gameplay side of it. It's bad, it's boring, it's not fun, it's buggy, it's broken, and it's garbage. Is how I would summarize Mr. Matty Play's reviews.
And then you have the narrative, which I'm just hearing nothing but awful things about. I heard the dialogue is shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, what we saw in the trailers, where we were like, that's pretty bad, carries over to the game.
Right.
So, I don't know what else to tell you other than I don't want to play this game. I'm really not interested in an open world game that is like this, which is a shame because I really enjoyed the Saints Row franchise in the past. And as far as to, answer the question, is it quote unquote beyond saving or beyond redemption? I don't know, because to me, maybe to a lesser extent, this seems like another Cyberpunk situation where you are trying to release this game and design it around last gen hardware and it just can't be done anymore.
Right.
Let's fucking stop worrying about the PS4 and Xbox One. What are we doing? We're years into this next generation.
I think the problem is, like, a lot of people don't have their hands on it, though. The new consoles.
I don't fucking care.
I know.
That's not my fucking problem.
I'm with you, dude.
On the consumer end of it, Not my fucking problem.
Right.
I don't care. Give up. We have not freaking pandered to a previous generation ever this long before in the history of video games. Why are we doing it now? COVID? Fuck you. People don't have the fucking consoles? Fuck you. I'm the consumer. I don't care. That's
So,
it.
I'm going to give them credit for one thing. They didn't pull a Cyberpunk bait and switch. This game looked like shit from the very beginning in terms of the themes and the writing and just the overall aesthetic. It looked bad. It didn't look like Saints Row. It looked like something else.
Yeah, but they doubled down on it. They did stick to their guns.
They doubled down on it. Not only did they double down on it, they released statements like saying like this is what it is.
Right.
So kudos for them, to them for that. However, they shot themselves in the foot. When they saw the reaction, they should have changed the game.
But it doesn't excuse the performance stuff either.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying in terms of the way the game looks and the disappointing aspects of the game narratively and aesthetically, at least they owned up to it. And it wasn't a bait and switch. It's not like if you were pumped for this game and bought it, you were going to be disappointed because of those things. You knew what it was going into it. So, but yeah, it does not excuse the poor performance. It does not excuse the poor writing. It's like they didn't even try. And this is supposed to be a reboot of this huge franchise, which maybe it's not as huge as we thought.
I don't know, but unfortunately, I think in this case, this is really going to impact sales. Like, this is a time where I feel like the review cycle is really going to impact sales. It already impacted the company's stock. It tanked. This is not good. And I think, and I'm probably going to get flack for saying this, but I think Volition is done after this. They're closed. They are owned by Embracer now.
Yeah.
Embracer has 120 something teams. If your team's not producing, I think you have very short shelf life.
Yeah, and I think it's also worth mentioning too, like, this isn't the first failure in the Saints Row franchise. Right. Agents of Mayhem was a game that also tried to reinvent Saints Row, and they just don't understand, like, you don't have to keep reinventing yourself. And I think the transition from Saints Row 3 to 4 is the perfect example of, like, you didn't change much of anything, and it still did well. Or relatively well, right? They didn't have to keep going back to the drawing board. Why would you change it up and make Agents of Mayhem? And then why would you, after Agents of Mayhem, follow it up with a completely different thing than all the other games? It's just mind-boggling.
Well, they've now had 7 years of failures.
They're done.
I think they're done. I think they're going to be shuttering their doors.
This game is going to be free on PlayStation Plus, on Game Pass. It'll be $20 in stores. It's going to be in Five Below. You'll go to Five Below in 2 years. It'll be there. This game is not. This is it.
I think it will. I think it's the final nail in Volition's coffin. Unfortunately, because they were such a. I'm sure there's still talented people there. And I don't want anybody to lose their jobs. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just telling you.
Don't want anyone to have the worst day on their job.
I'm just saying. This ain't it. And I think you're going to be done. I think that's it. And I think you have a very short leash now, especially with Embracer owning you. I really do.
The problem is no amount of patching that fixes the performance is going to excuse the poor writing and the poor...
It won't even matter. That's the thing.
game.
Is the gameplay loop is fundamentally flawed according to a bunch of people too.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's... The gameplay, the writing, and the performance have been corroborated by several sources. And if it looks like shit, smells like shit, well, I'm here to tell you folks, unfortunately, it probably is shit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But it's broken, they need to fix it. But even when they fix it...
I meant the formula.
Oh, yeah.
If the formula of Saints Row wasn't broke, I mean, there's people that still wanted to go back to Saints Row 1 and 2, which they'll never do that. I actually like that they embrace the weirdness and the funniness in 3 and 4 and Get Out of Hell. Those games are fun. I love those games. I platted them because they're just ridiculously fun. So, yeah, I'm disappointed. I was actually kind of like hoping this would be one that I could pick up on my Steam Deck and play. Ain't happening, dude.
Rest in pieces.
Rest in pieces is right.
All right, Brett, that's it. It's over.
That's all we got for you.
It's all ogre.
Well, before we leave, I do want to say a couple things.
Okay.
Number one, thanks for holding it down while I was sick with COVID.
Thanks for not dying.
I tried that every day to not die, so it was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Your opinion about House Party was really wrong.
Here we go. Forgot about this.
I think that you gave up because of the UI and stuff. The game's not optimized for the deck. You got to excuse that. Okay? Maybe when you get your dock, try again on a controller. Okay? I get sucked off on the reg in House Party. Okay? Don't insult that game.
I just am not really interested. I gotta be honest with you.
How far did you get? I didn't listen to your whole rant.
Maybe only played.
What have you done?
Not much.
Then you don't even know.
I kept getting fucking eliminated by that guy.
Yeah, because you kept trying to take alcohol.
No. Then I went upstairs and I tried to do something and I accidentally answered something wrong and then he beat me up and then.
Listen, you're a save master. You got to save your game.
Listen, man.
Quick save.
I only tried it for about a half hour, so.
Okay, well, you're bad and your opinion's bad.
Maybe one day.
Play it on your dock deck. I keep calling it a Switch.
My dick docked?
Your Switch deck docked. But no, importantly, though, what I do want to tell everyone is, number one, we have merch, hapticintel.com/merch. But more importantly, we have another podcast that we do besides Hapticast. It's called Hapticast Unscripted. It's not this format. It's completely unscripted. We just shoot the shit. It's very funny. It's available audio only on all audio platforms. So Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those, good platforms. Listen to it in the car on your way to work. Listen while you're working. It's a very funny podcast. I have a lot of fun making it with Josh. And we do put little 5 to 10 minute previews of each episode up on our YouTube. So youtube.com/hapticintel. If you're, not sure, go listen to the previews. If you like what you're listening to, go check it out on those platforms. And don't forget to follow and rate on those platforms. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress this enough. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and tell your friends. We are 5 subscribers away from 600. We are so close to hitting 600. And then after 600, we're going to 1,000. So please subscribe and share with your friends. Spread the gospel.
The spread the gospel, the cult of Slick.
The cult of Slick, exactly. That's it. I don't have anything else to shill. I'm going to watch wrestling in about a half hour and I have to eat dinner. I'm very excited for tonight. If you're a wrestling fan, AEW Dynamite on TBS, big night, interim title match, Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. Winner is going to be the true AEW World Champion. We have 2 champs right now. Who's going to be the real champion? I don't know.
You just kind of cut a promo.
I'll cut a fucking promo all fucking day.
All right, I like it.
You have anything else you want to add?
No, I think you freaking hit everything perfectly.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up all of that.
Why are you apologizing? You got it. You're good. You're good at this. Have you done this before? That's it. That was the outro bit. We're done. That was perfect. Perfect. And I transitioned out of it when you did that. That was good. Oh my god, I'm talking! Fuck, I ruined it!
Are you still live? Are we live? We're live still! We're still live! Play what again?
Dude, play it again.
Okay. Wait, now no one can hear you. They just hear me. I'm so confused.